Weather is impacted by terrain and proximity to water. Elevation makes a huge difference. The prevailing winds in the northeast are from the west to northwest. And as they flow down the lee of the Appalachians, the air sinks, it warms up, it dries out. So the weather's sunnier east of the Appalachians on average than it is over the Appalachians and west of the Appalachians. Geography is everything. Geography really determines the fate of your weather and climate day in and day out. Water has this capacity to cool down and warm up much slower than land. How close you live to water also has a huge bearing on the local day-to-day weather, because land warms up and cools down a lot faster than water. So if you live in New York City, the Atlantic may keep it 5-10 degrees cooler than if you live in Poughkeepsie or Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, where you don't have the influence of water to moderate the day-to-day weather. Meteorologists have to weigh a lot of factors. The forecast is rarely black or white. It's some nebulous shade of gray. We have the big pattern, but we also have the small-scale, micro-scale pattern that's influenced by terrain, it's influenced by proximity to water, and even something like vegetation. Is it farmland? Or do you live in the urban sprawl stretching from Boston to D.C., which is going to keep you 5-10 degrees hotter on a summer day because of all the asphalt, all the concrete, retaining heat from the sun? If you live over farmland 50 miles west of D.C., it's going to be 10-15 degrees cooler because you don't have that urban heat island that stretches all the way from Boston to D.C. to Richmond. So there are a lot of mitigating factors that temper the weather from one town to the next. Terrain, vegetation, proximity to water, all of these have a huge influence on how warm it's going to be on a given day, how cool it's going to be on a given night, and meteorologists have to factor all of these variables when coming up with a forecast.